Hey Joe, JoeBot. Quick video response to you regarding the Venus project. Um, you asked for people's opinions, and it's not that I don't agree with it, but there are some things that I think need to be questioned. Like, first of all, I don't think it's accurate that they say that they're going by that it's based on the scientific method, their conclusions or assumptions or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think it would make more sense to use the newly invented term by Thunderfoot, Pearl. Um, I think it suits it better, or just something else, because it just doesn't fit. It doesn't match. It doesn't really. It's not as accurate as it could be. So yeah, that's just one point, and I have a few others to point out. Okay, so health. I don't mean like how people would be treated. I mean the development of new vaccines, cures, antibiotics, whatever else you want to think of, new methods. How would that work in this kind of, I guess you could call it social structure or whatever the fuck is the correct term? I don't really know. I didn't spend too much time looking for, checking what the term is, but it's really irrelevant. Anyways, the um, the point I want to address here is that you know development of things like those, you know, vaccines and stuff. How would that work really? How do you get the resources or whatever else it is? How do you get the who teaches you these things? Who would be how does that work out? And that's connected to another issue, which is school. Um, I think it's one of the most important things that they don't even mention. And I think it's extremely important because people still have to be explained about, people, I mean, kids, not really kids, but you get the idea, people. They have to still be educated. They have to understand human history as to not repeat it, and not in the way that we learn it in our crappy school systems today. I mean, actual history, and it wouldn't be so much a class, more as a debate where someone poses an argument and they answer it, or it doesn't even have to be. I don't know how the school system would work. That's what I'm asking. How would they learn for subjects that interest them? I mean, most the teaching could, it could be simply recordings, interactive ones. We have the technology. We can rebuild you. Right. Anyways, so that slash I guess you could say jobs or whatever else they would call it then. If all that were to happen, because things like those are really important. How do who how do the doctors get the resources? How do they become doctors? How or why would they? Someone else, everyone can just put it on someone else's shoulders. Sure, there are people who would want to do it, but that's not the point. I mean, and sure, robots could perform the surgeries and the physical part of it, but developing new things, I don't think should ever be put in the hands of a robot. I mean, sure, to a certain extent, yeah. Um, I'm not like paranoid or scared of technology or artificial intelligence or something, but I think we should know when to not pass that limit, not make the machine too damn smart, that kind of thing, where it can understand itself. That's when it's self-aware, then it shouldn't be we shouldn't get to that point. I mean, for testing reasons, for simply advancing stuff, sure. The other thing is security, worldwide security. I mean, there are going to still be megalomaniacs and whatever else you want. People who really don't care. They just want power because it's, you know, whatever it is, whatever drives them to that. And I understand for the most part that people are nothing but products of their society. It's blatantly obvious that, I'm the way I am. Um, I think the way I do because of how I was raised, who my parents were, not really who they were, but yeah, who they were, I guess, in part, but, really because of my surroundings, because of the schools I went to, because of the people I met, all these things that affected me personally, made me who I am, I guess you could say, and it makes you who you are. Um, Even if you were alone for all of your life, being alone made you who you are, and that connects to free will and how, in my opinion, there is none. But I'll get to that on another video. Anyways, so those two things I think are really important, and there's one or two more things I'm not really sure. I need to check. I haven't written down that I want to address, and yeah. Last topic, property. When I was first watching the Zeitgeist orientation video, whatever it's called, movie thingamajig, and they mentioned that there wouldn't be ownership of anything really, and they gave a really good reason too. They gave a really solid reason, and I could agree with it for most things, but certain things just wouldn't work. For example, clothing, you know, things like that, or things with a sentimental value or that are unique. I really think that things that things should be considered as private property, certain things at least, or things that you register. You know, um, for example, let's say I have this sword right here. My sword, whatever. Anyways, um, and it has sentimental value, or I crafted it, or I drew a picture or something. Things like that. Uh, they have a value past their actual physical value. What it takes to make them, or all that kind of crap. So certain things should, just for to not really cause problems, or whatever you want to call it, should really just be considered as property. I think the best solution would be to register something as yours. I understand for almost everything, games, music, all of that, you could just have sort of a profile connected to the internet where, you access it via fingerprint or whatever the hell it is, and that would have all your songs, pictures. It'd be like your computer, but you could access it anywhere, with infinite storage or whatever, what have you. So that could be a solution for most things. And sure, the whole golf club thing is another good example that they actually give in the movie. But you know, there are things that it just wouldn't be practical, like uh, makeup, I guess, or whatever else it is, um, things like that. Or well, actually, I have one more point. If someone wants to, for example, live, sort of outdoors-ish, away from the whole bulk of society, yet still wants the resources, still wants certain things, how would that work? How could someone just walk out, leave, go wherever he wants, and build a house somewhere, and live alone as a hermit, whatever the hell it is, whatever the person wants? What responsibilities would people have? Uh, things like this, very things that seem very obvious or practical, yet they aren't mentioned at all, or it's too generalized. And anyways, so that's it for now. I'll be making another video addressing this more in detail, picking out other things maybe. I'm gonna rewatch all the orientation movie again. I actually saw it right after you posted the video, because I didn't know it came out or anything. So yeah, I saw it right after you posted. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm probably going to be making my next video is probably going to be about free will or something like that. I don't know. I don't have that much time to spend to make videos. So yeah.